Next matchup, Reds, Nationals, 4:05 Nation's Capital. Washington's minus 140, totals at 9. The Reds are plus 130 on the money line. We have Trevor Bauer for the Reds, Steven Strasburg for the Nationals. Strasburg is 14-5 on the year, 3.72 ERA, 1.07 whip. He also has 181 punch-outs in just 152 innings. Now, Trevor Bauer on the other side has walked 63 batters thus far on the year. Washington is first in the wild card standings right now for the National League. They are 63-55 overall for the year, 6th in striking batters out on average per game, 7th in home hits. Now, the Reds on the other side, 4th in the NL Central, 5 games under 500 at just 56-61 overall for the year. They rank 21st in scoring on average per game, 25th in road hits. Now, total-wise, Cincinnati's 35-21 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean Nationals minus $140 and the under 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Cubs, Phillies, 7:05 Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies are minus 115, totals at 9. Right now, the Cubbies are plus 105 on the money line. Cole Hamels returns to Philadelphia. We got Cole Hamels for the Cubs, Aaron Nola for the Phils. Really can't say nothing bad about either pitcher. Hamels is 6-3 with a 3.09 ERA, 105 strikeouts in just 107 innings for Chicago. Now, Aaron Nola on the other side for the Phils, 10-3 on the year, 3.67 ERA, 166 strikeouts in just 147 innings pitched. Now, the Cubbies are in first place in the NL Central, 2 games ahead of St. Louis. They are 64-54 overall for the year, putting them at 10 games over 500. They also rank 6th in offensive walks on average per game, 8th in runs allowed. Now, Philly on the other side, they're just 18th in scoring, 17th in walks allowed at home. They've dropped 7 out of their last 10 ball games. They've also covered just 24 out of 60 ball games at home this year. Now, total-wise, the Cubs are 33-25 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Cubs plus $1.05 and the over 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Dodgers, Marlins, 7:10 Miami. The Dodgers are minus 260, totals at 8. We saw a nickel move toward Los Angeles and movement downward on the total. The Dodgers open 255 up to minus 260. Total open 8.5 down to 8 flat. Right now the Marlins are plus 245 on the money line. We have Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, Eliezer Hernandez for the Marlins. Hernandez is just 2-4 with a 4.94 ERA and a 1.27 whip. Kershaw on the other side for the Dodgers, 11-2 on the year, 2.77 ERA, 1.04 whip. He also punched out 131 batters in just 130 innings. The Dodgers are tied for the most wins in Major League Baseball. They're 79-41 overall for the year, 38 games over 500. They're also first in offensive walks on average per game. Now, the Marlins on the other side, they have the worst record in the National League, just 44-73 overall for the year. They rank dead last in walks allowed on average per game. Now, total-wise, the Marlins are 37-24 to the over at home. I'm going to lean Dodgers minus 1.5 in the over 8 runs in that game. Next matchup, Mariners, Tigers, 7:10 Detroit. The Mariners are minus 135, totals 9.5. We saw a 10-cent fade of Seattle and movement downward on the total. The Mariners open $1.45 down to 135. Total open 10 down to 9.5. Marco Gonzalez for the Mariners, Edwin Jackson for the Tigers. Jackson's 1-5 with an 11.12 ERA. He also has a 2.19 whip. He's walked 13 batters in just 28 innings pitched. Now Gonzalez on the other side for Seattle, 12-9 on the year, 110 strikeouts in just 146 innings. The Mariners are 8th in offensive walks, 7th in walks allowed. Detroit on the other side, the worst team in Major League Baseball. Just 35-80 overall for the year, 45 games under 500. They've also won just 16 out of 57 at home. Detroit's also 29th in scoring, 27th in runs allowed. When it comes to the total, Seattle is 37-19 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean Mariners minus 135 and the over 9.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Mets, Braves, 7:20 Atlanta. The Braves are minus 130, totals at 10. We saw a 15-cent fade of Atlanta and movement downward on the total. The Braves open 145 down to 130. Total open 10.5 down to 10 flat. The Mets are plus 120 on the money line. We have Steven Matz for New York, Dallas Keuchel for the Braves. Keuchel has punched out 46 batters in 59 innings pitched. Matz on the other side for the Mets, 7-7 on the year, 4.49 ERA, 1.40 WHIP. The Braves are first in the NL East, 20 games over 500, 70-50 overall for the year. They're also fifth in scoring on average per game. Now the Mets on the other side, winners in just 27 out of 63 away from home. They're also 18th in striking out when traveling. They're also 27th in hits allowed on the road as well. Now total-wise, the Mets are 39-24 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean Braves minus 130 and the over 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Pirates, Angels, 8:07 Los Angeles. The Angels are minus 115, totals 9.5. Not a whole lot of movement on the total. We did see a 15-cent fade of Los Angeles in the early wagering. LA open $1.30 down to 115. Total open and remains at 9.5. Right now, Pittsburgh is plus 105 on the money line. We have Chris Archer for the Pirates, Dylan Peters for the Angels. Peters comes into this game with a 3.45 ERA and 27 punch-outs in just 31 innings pitched. Archer on the other side for the Pirates, 3-8 on the year, 5.23 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. He's also walked 53 batters in 113 innings. The Angels are just second in striking out on average per game, making very, very good contact. Tough to strike those guys out. They're also ninth in home scoring, fifth in home offensive walks. The Pirates on the other side, losers and 8 out of their last 10. They've also dropped 24 out of their last 29 ball games. Now, total-wise, Pittsburgh is 33-29 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean Angels minus $1.15 and the over 9.5 runs in that game. And we're going to slide into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Cardinals, Royals, 8:15, Kansas City. The Cardinals are minus $1.25, totals at 10. Now, we did see a 20-cent fade of St. Louis in the early wagering. We also saw movement downward on the total. St. Louis open $1.45 down to 125. Total open 10.5 down to 10 flat. Right now, Kansas City is plus $1.15 on the money line. We have Dakota Hudson for the Cardinals, Brad Keller for Kansas City. Keller 7-12 with a 4.09 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. Hudson on the other side, 10-6 on the year, 93 strikeouts and just 121 innings pitched. The Cards are 6th in runs allowed, 7th in hits allowed. They've won their last 3 straight. The Royals on the other side, 3rd fewest wins in the American League, just 43-76 overall for the year. They've also won just 23 out of 58 at home. Now, total-wise, the Royals are 36-22 to the over, at home, at Kauffman Stadium. I'm going to lean Cardinals minus $1.25 in the over 10 runs in that game. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of our slate. Starting last, the first, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Oh my God, I sponsored my own recap. We have the Cardinals minus $1.25 in the over 10 runs. We have the Angels minus 115 in the over 9.5. We have the Braves minus 130 in the over 10 runs. We have the Mariners minus 135 in the over 9.5. We have the Dodgers minus 1.5 in the over 8 flat. We have the Cubs plus 105 in the over 9 flat. We have the Nationals minus 140 in the under 9 runs. We have the Giants plus 110 in the under 9 runs. We have Tampa Bay winning that one outright for some money line cash. No line currently posted for that game. We have the D-backs minus $1.25 in the over 12.5. We have Minnesota as the slight underdog, minus 102 in the over 9.5. We have the Astros minus 1.5 in the under 10.5. We have Cleveland beating Boston, winning that one outright for some money line cash. No line currently posted for that game. We also have the Yankees minus 1.5 in the under 11 runs. And last but not least, we have the Texas Rangers plus 115 and the under 10 runs in that game. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Let's go ahead and get into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout-out to Dominique Hughes, Walter Bruce, Armando Garcia, Jungle Boy 223, Manny Austin, Ibrahim Al-Darby, Jerry We The Best, No, Jerry, you're the best. CQP, Underboss, Andre Tillman, Niles King, Sean Patrick, Kimoni Benjamin, Lance LaRose, and last but certainly not least, got to give a big shout out to my man, Mike Wilkerson. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Once again, check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage. Went 3-1 in our premium selections on Monday night. Looking to do more of the same here today. So link for that website is in the description section below, patreon.com/BrockPage. We are 9 minutes away from my business dinner, so I got to cut out of here. Once again, I got to thank you for tuning in to today's program right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. I certainly enjoy presenting it to you, even when we are on the road in this very nice hotel room. Gotta love you guys. Gotta just love producing content for you. You guys make it all worth it. All right, that is it. I'm done. I'm running late. Don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.